Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to GT Sport on FTRL. After a cold, chilly, long winter break, we are back with some hot racing action to warm you up on this Thursday evening, and it's GT2, as on Thursdays we race in GT2, so welcome back. And as we recommence the battle for the GT2 crown, which is very tightly poised, but we'll touch on that a little bit more later on. What we want to do now is find a car who's about to start a lap and take you on a lap of tonight's circuit, which is the Tokyo South Outer Loop. And we'll go with JP Greenwood, who's going to be the last one across the line. So we'll do a full lap with him, who's already picked up a half-second penalty for trouble. So here we go then, night racing on our return. And here is a lap then of tonight's circuit then. So the start, finish straight, sort of medium blast down, so this will help the rear-wheel drive cars jump ahead of the front-wheel drive cars then. Tricky right-hander here, brake about the 100 metre board. Get tight in there, the road narrows there, walls all around. You then flip through this fast sweeping left-right S section. Another left-hander here, use all the track, get out against that far side wall. And then we start dropping down the hill. This is where the circuit, the outer loop, meets with the inner loop. And then down to one of the best overtaking opportunities on the circuit, the hairpin. Brake about the 100 metre board. Tip in, get a little bit closer to the apex. There's the pit entrance. So the pit lane on this circuit, not on the start finish straight. A little bit different to other circuits. That there on the ramp is the right, is where the inner loop then changes over. Now back solely on the outer loop now, and this section here is just flat out, winding straight. But the speed building. This is where the front wheel drive cars are likely to excel. Go into the tunnel, still flat out here, tip in through the left-hander, through the right-hander, climbing uphill all the time. And now this is the trickiest part of the circuit. So first then we've got this very fast right-hander, brake about just after the 100 metre board. JP goes down a couple of gears, just grazes the wall on the inside, then grazes the wall, and that's a little bit harder. Then down to the tricky death chicane. Now this one is not so much for the walls, it's more for these massive sausage curbs on the very edge of the curb, you can see there. JP riding them nicely. And then in through the final corner again. Now the speed is starting to build up again, and now it's just a short drive to the line. And that there is a lap of Tokyo South Outer Loop. JP Greenwood puts himself currently on P8. Look at some of the guys. So of course the title battle very much in the bounce so far, just a point separating the top two in the championship, who are currently also the top two in qualifying. Fieber leads the way by 1 point from FTRL Panda, and then you've got Prototype Steph sitting about 10 points further back, so he's still very much in the hunt for this title. 3 weeks left to go, 6 races, 2 races each week. Of course we start with the Group 4 race, which is just a 15-minute sprint race, no tyre wear, no fuel depletion. It's just a sprint race there, and you can see Fieber there, plenty of area of the chicane. Oh, he's getting the wall, he does. So that is the risky run, attacking that final chicane. Of course, for those who play a lot of GT Sport will know there's a couple of circuits with what the drivers class as the death chicane, Dragon Trail, Seaside being the one where there's walls. This one here at Tokyo South Outer has got those massive sausage curves which will launch you if you take too much curb, so be careful there. Fieber then currently on pole by 1.4 seconds over FTRL Panda, who is second. Well, he moves to within 9 tenths there, takes 4 tenths off his time. Steph then, the third in the championship, now third on the track in qualifying. Doing absolute wonders in that Mitsubishi, keeping himself very much in the hunt. The other two ahead of him have just inched away in the last couple of weeks, but that can all change, of course. Then we've got Flix then in the second of the Audis, who took his first win last time out at Interlagos. For the Christmas break, he won the feature race and drove superbly as well throughout that one. He currently sits for Junkie Sport there, who's just getting out of Zom's way, although now he's getting in Flix's way. He's coming through, sitting P5. Of course, he won at Laguna Seca. Brilliant drive from him there to take the victory in the main race. Zom while back with us, of course. He's in the BMW, currently sitting P6. Done there and giving the Audi a big draft there. Oh, he's going to squeeze him into the wall. Bit of contact there, too many cars too close together. Don't know if he knew Flix was on a flying lap. I think Zom was on a flying lap, though he seems to have lost quite a bit of time. Well, that could just be to the overall pole sitter. See again, flicks that right on the back of him there. Zom now gets out of the way. Bails out. Nobby Norris in P7. At the moment then. Spike the Hype in P8. He had a good run just before qualifying started, in fact, Spike, in the VW. So another one of the front wheel drive cars. Fortunately, no Brutus with us this week. Of course, he did supremely well into Logos, took his first podium in the Group 4 race. Of course, the front wheel drive car is still the car to beat. Very much so. So what can Spike do then? As he comes to complete this lap, does he improve? Got a P9, not this time. Still got time for one more lap. I've got just Mikey in P10 and JP Greenwood in the solo. The Jaguars in P11. So Feber currently still on pole position on 38.1 then. A very quick lap time there from him. I think my best is a 38.3 around here. So Feber once again proving that were he to make the jump up to GT1, he would be right on the pace this season. Flies through the tunnel. Second, flicks in third. He's jumped ahead of Steph, who's now P4. Junkie Sport P5. Nobby Norris P6 in the second lap, so good qualifying for him. He's 7 there, getting a toe off Zom, who's just behind him. Just 3 thousandths currently separating these two. But that I'd be very thankful for the slipstream. Of course, Junkie Sport there was given the Alfa Romeos and Audi Sport livery in the hope that it would suck some of the speed away from the TTs. The Group 4 Alfa Romeo, not the quickest car in a straight line, but is excellent through the corners. He is working over the back. As Feber's just on a 37.6. Jesus, where has Feber found that speed? 37.6. That is an incredibly quick lap time for Feber. Opens up a 1.5 second gap over Panda, who does he improve? In fact, he's just started another lap, so he's got time. Junkie Sport, meanwhile, has popped himself up to P3, ahead of Steph, ahead of Flicks, and Flicks down to P5. He is 1.9 seconds off his teammate. They're in the same car, and Feber is 1.9, and Flicks is definitely no slouch. Okay, these two battled all race into Lagos. They were nose to tail for most of that race. They were in a class of their own, and now he is 1.9 seconds slower than his teammate. Feber's clearly not carrying any Christmas ballast. That is absolutely incredible. So Steph has finished he's currently P4. Nobby Norris has finished as well. Brady Daddy P7, Zom is going to be P8, JP P9, got ahead of Spike there. I think Spike would be disappointed. He would have hoped maybe a little bit better than P10. He was showing good pace just before, as mentioned before, just before this session started. And so Feber coming round into the dash chicane. He's going to fling it in again. Has the curve nicely. Oh, just clips the wall. That's that lap ruined, I believe. He's not going to improve now. So Feber's just going to have to settle for a 37.6. What a lap that is from Feber. Incredible pace from him. Behind him then, can Panda improve? Panda on Junkie Sport, in fact just in front of him. No slipstream for Junkie Sport though, so what can he do? Let's run to the line. Can he improve? Not this time. Does Panda improve? No, not improve from him. Flick's coming around. Oh, he's a little bit wide out the final corner. Probably not going to improve now. He's lost a lot of time there. So, Feber assumes his familiar place at the top of the standings for qualifying for Group 4. Excuse me, I have a cup of tea on the go and I don't want to let it go cold. Yeah, Jesus indeed. What a lap that is from Feber. 37.6. The next best lap time is 39.1. 1.5 seconds faster than the field. Feber is absolutely electric in the Group 4 cars. But the Audi's downside is it is not very good off the line. Terrible camera angle to start this race. Let's go up. Away we go. Lamborghini's going to get the jump here. He does. Watch Steph coming through as well from P4. He's up to third. Jumps Feber. Feber down to fourth. Sport going side by side. Feber now tucked in behind. You can see Flicks is down to P9 as well. He's our poor start, but it's Panda who gets the whole shot. All wide in the background. That's Zom in the wall. It is FTRL Panda who leads from Prototype Steph and Junkie Sport. They've sorted themselves out. Feber down to P4, but on the tail. And in the pack, British Daddy's P5 and Flix is back up to P6. So he hasn't lost out too badly at the start there. He'll quickly close down this pack ahead of them. There's already Fever making the move around the outside of Junkie Sport into the hairpin. Trying to go the long way around. Oh, contact! I think Steph and Panda collided, and then Fever and Junkie Sport hit the back of them as they came off the corner. Oh, that has let Fever through up to P2. Not quite sure what happened there, but Steph was slow coming off the corner. You see we've got two very distinct battle packs already, so Panda still leads. Fever now back up to P2 though, and on his tail. Bit of a gap opened up there between Steph and Junkie Sport and Fever. Oh, Steph's wide into the wall in the background. Was he helped? So oh, gets tagged by British Daddy there. Steph in the walls in the opening run here. Flicks up the inside of Junkie Sport, then into the right hand of Junkie Sport's going to hang on around the outside though. Meanwhile, Fever has swept by into the lead and into the chicane for the first time. Rides the curbs nicely. Hoping to get through. Okay, Junkie Sport's a little bit wide. No, sorry, it's British Daddy was a little bit wide there. Steph now right on his tail. In the background, everybody gets through again. Norris has dropped to the back there. I think he rode the cups a little bit too much. Mikey now battling with JP. Jaguar and the BMW. Spike now up to P8 and on the attackers on what? Come down the start finish straight. The BMW will be quicker in a straight line, but the BMW's got the inside for turn 1. He will hold all in the background, JP into the wall. Spike all over the backers on, then through the S's. There's a little bit understeery there. It's out wide, but gathers it up. Sets about him. They're now both catching Predator Daddy. Just dropped back a little bit there. He's got Steph just in front of him. Junkie Sport has been passed now by Flix, who's up to P3. And now closing on Panda. Meanwhile, Fever is into the lead and away and running. Gap's up to 1.5 seconds already. Panda doing very well to hang on to P2, but that second Audi now very quickly closing down on him. He's dropping Junkie Sport. He's already out of slipstream range. Prototype Steph in P5, trying to get back on terms with the Alfa Romeo man. Meanwhile, Predator Daddy falling into the clutches of zombies in the wall, through the tunnel, and that's going to give Spike the run. He's down the outside and gets the move done. Good move from Spike. Can he launch an attack on Predator Daddy into the right hand and not quite close enough? Will Predator Daddy carry a lot of speed in there? And JP in the wall in the background as well. Spike now, Zon coming back at Spike. Into the chicane. Gets the move done. With all that battling has just let Predator Daddy get away a little bit there. Steph, meanwhile, has now jumped ahead of Junkie Sport. And Panda has been passed by Flix for P2. So can Flix now, he's got clear track, do anything about his teammate? He was just absolutely rapid in that first. In the qualifying session, he's already done a 38.2 in the race on lap 3. His second flying lap is a 38.2. That would have been good enough for pole by some margin as well. So Fever absolutely flying. Flix's best lap 38.5. That would have got him seconds. That's quicker than he went in qualifying actually. Steph there taking a very wide sweeping line. It'll get him good traction off the corner. The Junkie Sport trying to sneak up the inside. Daddy in P6. Som and Spike continuing to dice. Just behind them, JP Greenwood's now got a bit of clear track, starting to pull away and leaving Nobby Norris and Mikey to battle over P10. Mikey currently ahead. Nobby Norris now trying to drag alongside as they go through this fast sweeping section. And side by side. Mikey just ahead slightly as they come into the tunnel. Keep it off the walls. They can indeed. Still side by side action. Great racing between these two. Good respect shown. Nobby Norris now will have the inside though for the right-hander. If he could be late on the brakes, get down the inside. Mikey gives him the room, but trying to hang on around the outside. Still side by side. But Nobby Norris now inches ahead as they come into the chicane, and Mikey will just drop it behind. Try and get a good run there. Ooh, a bit too much curve. Gets the back end skating, but gathers it up. Still in slipstream range though, so he will start to draw back onto the tail of the Lancer. Berlin to start lap 4, 9 minutes 40 to go. And Fever is your race leader by 3.7 seconds. He's now done a 38 dead. compared to Flix's 38.5, so half a second on that lap. Panda doing very well to cling onto the back of Flix. He's not got slipstream, so he's doing this on pace alone. He'll only be losing a couple of points to Fever here, and we'll be looking to make that back up in the Group 3 races as we've seen for most of this season. Of course, took a brilliant victory in Bathurst. That circuit that he really should not have won at. That Lamborghini around that circuit is terrible, what I found, but Panda did a brilliant job. Took the victory in the Group 3 race there. Further back than Steph now in a safe P4. He's got Junkie Sport on his tail, but out of slipstream range. That is still P6. Spike and Zom still battling, still side by side. Spike on the outside, Zom on the inside. So coming to the right hander, flash of the lights from the VW, who's trying to cling on all the way around the outside. And now he's got the straight line speed and he edges back ahead then as they come down to the chicane. So Spike doing a really good job. Oh, a lot of curve there. Oh, he's sideways in the wall. Zom hits him, he's in the wall as well. Contact there, JP Greenwood benefits, he takes one, he takes both of them. Spike there just got too much curb, but that first part there launched the car sideways and he clipped the wall on the outside. Zom then was unlucky because he had nowhere to go, and a side-on VW ahead of him, he hits him into the wall. And JP Greenwood says thank you very much and steals both places there. Spike there has just let everybody go. Apologies to Zom. Zom's in the wall there at turn 1 though, and here comes Nobby Norris. Down the inside of Mikey now. Behind them goes Spike, side by side. The inside, that's a good move there from Spike. Shaven there, they're having a really good battle there for P7. Now we've got a nice 4-car battle going on here as they come down to the hairpin. Oh, Nobby Norris with a late move. Up the inside. Meanwhile, Mikey and Spike side by side as well. Spike trying to go all the way around the outside. Oh, Mikey's had a big moment there coming off the corner. Gathers it up and back into the train. What's going on a bit further ahead? That seems to be the best battle at the minute. Gap at the front 3.9. As Fever's into the 37s again, a 37.7. Big launch off the curb there, but see, he's got it all under control as he comes off the corner. Avoids the wall. Flicks 38.4, his fastest lap. Just continues to lose time. Panda now just starting to drop back a little bit. Can't hold up the pace with these front wheel drive cars. Steph keeping him honest in P4. He's just inching away from Junkie Sport, who's in P5. Brady's Daddy's still on P6 though. He's got a big gap back now. That all his battling behind has really opened that gap up. They were right on his tail at one point, but he's now in a very safe P6. JP Greenwood making good his escape up to P7, and behind comes everybody else. With Zom leading Spike. Nobby Norris on his tail, and just Mikey clinging on as well. So Mikey in this battle. It's good to see him battling with the guys around him. Oh, he's got a little hot into turn 1 though, into the wall. Nobby Norris clips the wall on the outside, sparks flying. Love to see it, especially in these night races. So Spike and Zom are about to renew their rivalry. Who came to blows first time. Got just under 6 minutes left to go. Around the hairpin they are now, just reeling JP Greenwood back in again now. Jaguar will pull away on the straight though. He is out of slipstream range as well, so he's got the grunt to just inch away from Zom. Spike will be coming back at him. They've managed to just drop Nobby Norris and just Mikey a little bit now. And Spike then using that front wheel drive power. Back on the rear wing. And that BMW's down the inside into the... Yeah, that's a little bit hot there. He's got to just inch. A little bit of rubbing there. Both stay off the wall though. He's on with a flash of the lights. Spike with a flash of the lights now trying to put off JP. They'll get through the chicane okay this time. Ooh, Mikey's a little bit wiggly in the background. Now Spike sets off after JP Greenwood up the road. There's Daddy, still P6. 7.4 ahead of that Battle Junkie Sport P5. Still just dropping back a little bit off Steph, who is just inching up onto FTRL Panda, and he has a half-second penalty to get rid of. So can Steph get on terms with Panda by the end of this race? He's got a little bit of work to do in the championship just to get back on terms, because with victories for both FIBA and Panda on a regular basis, they are just inching away from Steph. So he'll be looking to have a good Group 3 race a little later on. Flicks continues to charge, got down to a 38.2, so all of these lap times are quicker than he did in qualifying. So he's found his pace in the race, but he's already seen his teammate escape up the road. FIBA 2 laps in the 37s. Very quick indeed. Back to this battle then, and here we go. JP Greenwood, Spike and Zom are all together. Jaguar is reasonably quick in the straight line, but I still think that VW is going to have the legs on him. Into the tunnel. Oh, Spike's gone in a little hot there, didn't get it turned. And that's going to give Zom a run around the outside. And Zom gets up into P8 again. Oh, now goes for a late move down the inside of the right-hander. Oh, JP Greenwood slams the door on him. A bit of contact there. Spike hits the wall in the background. Now Zom's got the inside as they come down to the chicane. Will he yield, or will he try and go side by side? They're going to go side by side. JP Greenwood leans on him. Here comes Spike. Back around the outside and up into P8. So Spike very much in this battle still. 3 minutes to go. So we've probably got 2 more laps to do. Early, no tyre wear, no fuel depletion, so it's just a short sprint race. And Spike now trying to go all the way around the outside of JP into turn 1. Around the outside. And gets the move done, and that is P7 retaken for Spike. JP looking for a way through. So going through the S's, and all this battling has let Nobby Norris just check back into this battle. So Julian has just slowed them up a little bit, and Nobby Norris has got his head down. Now he's up the inside of Zom. So they come down to the hairpin. He's got the move done already. Is he going to go for a double overtake on JP Greenwood? He is. Zom gets shuffled out all the way down to P10, and now Mikey's back in this battle as well. So still great 4-car scrap. Let's have a look at the battle for P3. Is that closed up anymore? No, Panda has just extended that again. So done his own personal fastest lap last time around, 39.2. Steph did a 39.2 as well. But, the gap has just opened up again a little bit now, so Steph's had a better than through the first part of the game, but he's lost a lot of time there, so I think he's maybe clipped the wall. And that's given Panda a little bit more breathing room. Junkie Sport still keeping them honest, but not close enough to capitalise at the moment. Brett's Daddy in a bit of no man's land in P6. Spike now making good his escape, riding those curbs hard though. Gets the Scirocco bouncing. But now he's got some clear track, he's put his head down, getting away from this pack behind him, who are still all squabbling. JP Greenwood's got a little bit of a gap now, so the 2 BMWs are fighting with Nobby Norris. So I'm on the inside, Nobby Norris on the outside. Flashing the lights. Here comes Mikey as well in the slipstream. Can he make a move down the inside? Oh, he's going to go for both of them. 2 BMWs touch. Nobby Norris gets shuffled to the back. Zom comes out ahead. Mikey then makes the move on Nobby Norris. That goes a little bit hot into the first part of the S's. Evening Donzo. As they come over the brow of the hill, and this will be the final lap of the race. And this man has made it look very, very easy. FIBA then 7.1 seconds to the good. Consistently quick. FIBA's had a Flicks has had a poor lap there with a 40.4. Panda, yeah, really open that gap up now. So out of the final corner, he actually might get another lap in here. Such is his advantage. Yeah, FIBA's going to do one more lap. I think Flicks might do one more as well here, unless he wants to slow down. No, he's going to get another lap in. So the 2 Audis will do another lap. So Panda will be the first one to complete the race. He's going to take another P3. He finishes 3rd. Steph is going to come home P4. Junkie Sport will be P5. Brady's Daddy P6. Lonely race for him. I'm sure he won't mind too much. So Spike's going to come home P7. It's a good result for him. And there's a battle behind. Zom has caught and passed JP on the last lap. Now it's a drag race to the line. Zom will win, so he takes P8, JP Green with P9. Just Mikey comes home P10. And Nobby Norris is P11, but the two Audis across the line. They've got one more lap to complete then, so Flicks has put on an exhibition in this one. Once again, he has been the dominant force in Group 4. He has won every single race so far. We've seen him get swallowed up by the pack at Laguna Seca. He was down at P9 at one point, I think, Laguna Seca. And still came through to win that one very emphatically. Once again, the Audi proving to be the class of the field in the Group 4 race. It's going to be a 1-2 for the team. They come round then to the chicane for the final time. Rise the curbs. Nice and tidy. No mistakes from Feber. Out of the final corner for the final time. Lights flashing. And that is another race win for Feber. He starts 2021 off as he finished 2020 in Group 4 with a victory. Flicks backs him up with a P2. Great 1-2 for the team. There we have your result for round 6 of the Group 4 category from Tokyo South Outer. It is a win for Fever, pole position and the fastest lap as well. Cat trying to make a nuisance of herself. Go away, Cat. Thank you. Yeah, SBY saying they're great fun racing. There was some great battles going on there. The top guys kind of spread out a little bit after a while, but that pack at the back there with Spike, JP, Zom, Mikey and Nobby really providing some great battling. A little bit rough and ready at times, but everybody's a little bit rusty after Christmas, so I'm sure we expect it to be a little cleaner. So of course, second race of the evening is the Group 3 race, the 50-minute endurance race. The Group 3 cars, fuel and tyre wear is on this time, and everybody must use the soft, the medium and the hard tyre throughout the race. So I'm going to take a swig of my tea, bear with me 1 second. So then, one race down, one to go. I was now just going out and getting a little bit of a time on track before the race starts. JP Grumber did just leave the room, so hopefully he'll be back with us quickly before the areas. We'll now have to do a custom grid, unfortunately. Break going on. We'll have a look at the standings as they came into this week. So obviously we've got the first races points to be added on, but let's see how the standings were prior to tonight's racing. So the overall championship looked like this then. Feber led the way on 139 points with 5 victories to his name. FTRL Panda second on 138, so just a point back. And then the one race win to his name there, that of course that Bathurst race. Third is Prototype Steph on 126. So he now be another further point back on Panda after that one. Expect him to go a little bit better in this one as well. I guess he should be quite handy car around here. Obviously ride that chicane quite well. I do worry about the mid-engined cars through that chicane, because if they catch that wrong, that car, those will land and give you all manner of trouble. We shall see. So he's third on 126. In fourth place we've got Junkie Sport on 106 points with that one victory to his name. Of course he won at Laguna Seca, as mentioned earlier. His teammate Predator Daddy is fifth in the standings on 86 points. not yet picked up a victory's name, but it's had some very strong results this season, especially in Group 3. For 6th place is Pete, but unfortunately not with us this week, still recovering from a shoulder injury, so get well soon, Pete. Hope to have you back with us soon. Of course, he's got that one win to his name as well, where he won at Fuji. Brilliant strategy call there. Did a lot of pit stops, but it made it work, and he took the victory there from his teammates, so yeah, great win for him there. Zom sits 7th in the standings, just 2 points back from him on 79, so he will now be up to P6 in the championship. That one, he's on 79, and Nobby Norris is 8th on 80 points, and you've got JP Greenwood on 47. Brutus Beer, who unfortunately again not with us this week, who took that brilliant podium last time out at Interlagos. He is on 36 points. He would have been jumped by Flix, who was on 35 with that one win to his name. Of course, he won the Group 3 race at Interlagos, the first win for the R8 actually. Again, brilliant strategy from him there, that played out perfectly. Took the victory there. Racing Tej is 12th on 33 points, again not with us this week unfortunately. The lockdown has got his situation, meant he couldn't race this week, so hopefully he will be back with us next week to back up his teammate. Stop turning off, that'd be great then. Just Mikey is 13th on 24 points, and then Spike in 14th. Of course, he only joined us last time out, so picked up his first points at Interlagos. Another strong result for him in that one. So that's how the standings looked coming into this week. How will they look coming at it? Well, FIBA has opened up a couple of more points over Panda, took pole position. Also won that race, so a couple of points extra to his lead now. What can Panda do about bringing that back though in this Group 3 race? So we are just waiting for the custom grid. Of course, more GT Sport action tomorrow. We are back with GT1, same track, same time, same place, and expect the action to be equally as exciting, even if the championship is not quite as close as it is in GT2 at the minute. So Tom Smith with a very handy lead at the moment. We're just hoping he gets snowed out and can't get back for the races tomorrow, just to try and close the championship battle up a little bit. And that will end the first week of action in FTRL for 2021. So already we've had the return of ACC Season 3 kicked off on Monday at a very soaking Misano. And of course we've got back on the way with performance as well from Suzuka. The F1 League's back Wednesday and Tuesday, Wednesday. Wins for Scuba and for Brutus in those. FIBA winning the first Rondo tonight. Who's going to win this one then? Again, it's a circuit. It's not a particularly tricky circuit in itself. Just that final section can obviously make or break you. The first part of the lap is, if you can be neat and tidy, you need to keep out the walls, but it's not too treacherous. So here we go then. Group 3 race about to go away 50 minutes. Mixture of tyre strategies as well then, so see what everybody's starting on. Nobby Norris will be leading us off from Just Mikey, JP 3rd, Zonwar 4th, then Spike, British Daddy, Junkie Sport, Steph, Panda, Flix and FIBA are your grid to start this one then. Nobby Norris on pole, terrible camera angle. Can those Audi boys do from the back? Can Panda do well? Away we go then. Good start from Just Mikey, he's going to get the jump down. Zom's had a good start as well. Everybody side by side of the rundown, so Mikey's going to lead us into turn 1 under these beautiful new liveries that Zom has given them. The sideways. Everybody just about gets through okay. Of course, it looked like we've gone to the Patronus livery back from the BMW Williams days. And Just Mikey gets a Montoya-like launch and into the lead of the race. Oh, contacted further back. Everybody trying to sort themselves out. Mikey still leads Nobby Norris. Hold on to P2. Got Spike up to P3. He's had a very good start so far. So good start from him. Oh, is that Junkie Sports coming in very hot into the hairpin, into the wall. It's going to drop him all the way to the back. What's that? Oh, there's a spin. Oh, Brennan Daddy and JP have gone round. At the hairpin was there contact between those two. Everybody was bunched up And looks like they've tripped over each other, and they're now down the back of the pack. Junkie Sport somehow got out ahead of Fever. I think Fever maybe got held up by that accident ahead of him. Flicks is 7th, Panda up to 6th, Steph up to P5, right on the back of Zom. Steph and Zom renewing their rivalry. But now Panda's got the inside of Steph. And then suddenly pops out and down the inside of Zom up to 4th. So, looked like he might lose a place. He actually ends up gaining one. And now Zom and Panda are side by side. Zom trying to hang on in there as they come into the chicane for the first time. Ooh, who was that having a wobble? That was Zom having a big moment. Panda pops out to the inside. Oh, he's in the wall. And Junkie Sport, having gone very deep at the hairpin, is through. Junkie Sport having an excellent recovery after that mistake at the hairpin on that one. Zom's been the big loser there. He dropped behind both the Audis now as well. Here comes Panda down the inside into turn 1. Junkie Sport though sweeps around the outside and hangs on to the position. Fever now going wheel to wheel with Zom. And then you've got the recovering Predator Daddy 10th, JP. Had another drama somewhere by the look of it. He's down to P11 and 10 seconds off the back, so JP's had a problem somewhere. Meanwhile, Mikey continues to lead. Spike going deep. Is he going in the pits? No, he's just going wide. Oh, he hits the wall. Junkie Sport had a big moment there, so just Mikey continues to lead, and this is great effort from Mikey so far. Pulling away now from Nobby Norris, who's doing well, still up in P2. Spike still up in P3, Junkie Sport now P4. He's got ahead of Steph somewhere on this lap. Junkie Sport bringing himself back into contention further back. That is Panda and Flicks going side by side through the tunnel. Panda on the outside, Flicks on the inside. Can Panda hang on around the outside? No, he can't. Flicks gets the move done. Zoma's got back ahead of Fever further back as well. Going through the hairpin. Mikey continues to lead. Great job on him so far. Junkie Sport is the man on the move though, having been all the way down to P11. He is now up to P3 as he's going side by side with Spike down the start finish straight. Steph and Flicks going side by side as well. Flicks is having a good recovery there, hits the wall into turn 1. Him and Steph then make contact on the exit. Steph retains the place. A quick run down there, who's on what tyre? Change for the lead. Meanwhile, so Nobby Norris now hits the front for the first time. He's on the soft tyre, Mikey behind him, still P2. He's also on the soft tyre, as is Spike, who's got Junkie Sport down the inside of him. He's going to get it done this time, I think. Oh, contact on the exit of the corner there. It's just Mikey taking a very wide sweeping line. Junkie Sport down the inside as they moved over. And there's contact. How close these three are. Pushing each other down the straight. Sport trying to get alongside, head into the tunnel. Spike by and forth. All these top 4 are on the soft tyre. Junkie Sport's now got the move done. He's up the inside of Spike trying to follow him through. Into the end of it go. Spike coming a little hot. Mikey's just hit the wall. Sparks fly. Spike's down the inside of Junkie Sport as they come down to the chicane. He's going to come in too hot though. He's always all over the curbs. And a big wobble. He's lost a couple of places there, so Spike coming just too hot there. To gather it up behind them, Panda has picked his way through. He's now up to P5. He's on the hard tyre as well, so he's now up to P4 because Spike's had another moment and he's now attacking for P3. And suddenly, the Flicks is suddenly in the mix as well. Where did Flicks come from? 3 wide. Mikey just clips the wall, Flicks up to P4 now. Panda alongside him though, those two still battling. Spike bouncing off the wall, Steph's behind now as well. He's caught back into this battle. You've got Zom and Fever on the back of it as well. Predator Daddy very quickly catching the back of the pack as well. Trying to keep track of where everybody is. Flicks is going very deep into the hairpin. That lets Panda through. So right, tyres, that's what we're looking at. Panda is on the hards, Flicks also on the hards. Steph is on the hards as well, he's back up to P6, Spike now down to 7th. And you've got Zom, he's on the hards in P8, Fever still P9 on the hards as well. Predator Daddy's on the softs, P10. So he is going to be eager to get back on terms with the guys ahead of him. JP on the mediums, and so he's the only one on the mediums at this stage of the race. And so Nobby Norris leads the way. And over here has got Junkie Sport right on his tail now. Now these two both on the soft tyre, so they need to make hay. Oh, sunshine, a lot of curve there from Junkie Sport. Behind them, Panda has picked his way through. He's now up to P3. Ahead of Mikey. Flick's glued to the back of the BMW. And Zom's now picked his way through to P6 ahead of Steph. Oh, sorry, Spike has just gone ahead of Zom. Oh, back ahead of him again. Chopping and changing. Breddy's Daddy now very much on the back of this train as well. So he's caught back up. Steph looking down the inside of Spike. He goes in very hot to turn one, hits the wall. Oh, Spike to the wall again. Oh, Steph as well. Contact with Faber, I think. Oh, and Breddy's Daddy in the wall as well. Sparks flying everywhere. Deep now down the inside of Spike. Oh, coming in hot, Breddy's Daddy. Oh, Steph's gone deep as well. Oh, Steph's in the pits. Now, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but he's in. He's getting off those hard tyres. So what does he go on to? He's going to make the shift to mediums. So Steph onto the medium side. Come out ahead of JP Greenwood, so he's still be in P10. Junkie Sport now is your race leader. And he's now got his head down. He's got some clear track, and he's going to try and start opening this gap up. Him and Nobby Norris on the same strategy. They're both on the softs. The man to be watching at the moment there's probably Panda, who is P3. Still on the hard tyre though. He's only 3.4 seconds off the lead. He's very wide through the chicane. Just gets away from the wall. It's a big save. And that's going to give Flicks a run. As they come down the start-finish straight, the Audi into the slipstream. Oh, switches aggressively to the outside. And there's, I think, caught him a little bit by surprise there. Shake of the head of the R8. It was a disapproving. And head through the S's. Comes back in again. Panda just a little bit deep into the second part of the corner. Contrasting lines, which have come out as they went in. Panda still third. And if you can see there how much time he lost, he was 3.4 seconds off as they came into the chicane of the race lead. So getting down to the hairpin, it's now 5.2. They've lost quite a bit of time on that lap. Nobby Norris pits off the soft tyre. So that's both of the Mitsubishis pitting. So that puts Panda up to P2, Flicks up to P3, Zom's now P4. Even out up to P5. Just Mikey is... Oh, what's happened here? There's been some contact between Mikey and Breddy's Daddy, I think. Yeah, been some contact there. Just let Breddy's Daddy through. It's unfortunate the Mitsubishis are both going to sweep past as well. Steph and Nobby Norris go through. So Nobby Norris now onto the medium. So both the Mitsubishis now on the medium tyre. Steph's holding a slightly different livery. He's got his teammate now down the inside. Oh, Nobby Norris sends it down the inside of his teammate, then into the right-hander, then backs out of it into the chicane. Steph probably wanted to get his head down. Oh, Mikey got such an exit through the chicane there, and then squeezed through a gap, basically a BMW and an inch wide between the Evo and the wall. He takes P8. Spike has pitted. He's onto the medium tyre as well. And there's JP behind them. He's on the mediums now as well. So he started the mediums, didn't he? So he's still in. Race leader is in. So Junkie Sport has taken his tyres 7 laps. Of course, mentioned earlier on, the weird thing about this track is that the pits are not on the start-finish straight here. They're halfway around the lap. So he is on lap 7. So he's done 7.5 laps on the soft tyre to start. Also now in comes Breddy's Daddy, so that's both of the Alfa Romeos in. Just Mikey there flinging his car past Nobby Norris again. Those two continuing that scrap. Steph has now got his head down and pulled away. 3 seconds on that lap. So his teammate were going side by side. last time around at this point of the track. So he now needs to build on the tyres he's got. So Junkie Sport has come back out on the soft tyre. Junkie Sport then doing a double soft stint to start. Fever and Zom, these two have been battling for most of the race actually. Zom continues to hold Fever at bay though, so Zom doing very, very well at this stage. However, race leaders, Panda and Flix are away to the tune of 4.2 seconds over that battle for P3. Of course these guys are on the hard tyres as well, so getting the pain out of the way here. They both come in, Panda in, Flix follows him in. You can see that Flix is quite a bit better on fuel. He's got 5 litres more. Also in is Zomwa. He's on 35 litres. So Fever goes through. So Fever carries on. So he's doing something a little bit different. Junkie Sport though, probably your net race leader. And he's quickly catching back up to Fever on those soft tyres. Commenting, lots of bodywork needed at the end of this race. Yes, there's been a lot of sparks flying. A lot of panel bashing as well, so we've got a lot of work for them. Good evening, Boogie Reaper. Thank you for joining the stream. I hope you enjoy the action these guys are putting on so far. So, championship leader, race leader. But the man hunting him down, Junkie Sport has set the fastest lap of the race, 33.8. Comparison Fever's fastest lap on those hard tyres is 35.2. So not too bad, considering not too much difference there really. That's solid pace from Fever, because I think he's been stuck in traffic quite a lot of the race so far. Picking his way through, just split second. Flix is out in third. He's got ahead of Panda, so is Steph. In fact, so Steph and Flix both jumped Panda. Now Flix is only on half a tank of fuel, just over. He's come out on the medium tyres. Steph also on the medium as we saw earlier. He's just under half a tank. Panda out on the mediums. He's put quite a bit more fuel in though, so that's why he's now dropped back behind Flix and Steph. So he will be running a little bit longer. Of course it means he'll have to spend less time in the pits next time around. Nobby Norris, P6. Him and Zomwa doing battle again. Zom down the inside of the hairpin. Good move. Gets it done. Can Narella switch back though? He can. Oh, gets a big kick of oversteer there on the exit, but gets the position back. Good move there. Great driving from those two. Spike in a fairly lonely P8 now. He's 10 seconds behind Zom. He's 8 seconds in front of Mikey, who is pitting. Or is he? Oh, Mikey. Sorry Mikey, I've definitely caught that on stream. I'm just going to keep watching until you get into the pits. Oh, he's doing an Austin Powers 7.70 point turn. He's in. There we go. Oh my god, look at the state of those tyres. Mikey, what are you doing? No wonder he came into the pit sideways. Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever seen so much tyre wear. Puts the fuel in. He's going to come out on... He's going to go out on the mediums now. He's going to go out on the hards. He is out on the hard tyre now, so they should last him a bit longer. I don't expect them to see quite so red at the end of his stint. Jesus wept, Mikey. So then coming around to complete lap 10, and Fever is continuing on. He's got Junkie Sport now right on the back of him though. Now, I wonder if Fever is trying to do this on 2 stops. So Junkie Sport has caught that gap. It was 2 seconds. It is now less than 2 tenths. Of course, he's on the soft tyre. He's still got to run the mediums and the hards. He's down the inside as they come into the tunnel. It's Fever. They're going to go try and go side by side. He gets the move done though, just that much more grip. And Junkie Sport reassumes the race lead. However, he's still got to run the mediums and the hards. So he now needs to start pulling away, because Fever will be quicker at the end of the race because he's going to be on quicker tyres. So Junkie Sport, of course, still got to run the hards that Fever is currently on. through the corner. So, again downloading. Yeah, enjoy Biggery, but this is a lot of fun. So Panda has made the move now on Steph. So it's still pretty good, so I think that's just Panda's pace there. That's caught him up, but Steph is coming back at him. Look at the inside of turn one, not quite close enough. Just drops back in again. These guys have got 4 seconds to make up to Flix, so Flix is going well at the moment, of course, but he did take on less fuel, so he's now on just under half a tank. Panda now only on half a tank. Steph is on under a quarter, so he'll be the first of these 3 to pit. Because you see these guys are 15 seconds behind Junkie Sports. However, they have now used both the medium and the hard tyres. Steph, they're a bit sideways with the hairpin. Carried a little bit too much speed in there. Just lost traction. Gathered it up. So of course they will be catching Junkie Sport towards the end of the race. He is making good his escape. 2.7 seconds now he's put into Feber. As he overtook him this time last round. So Feber now on the red line of fuel, so expect him in this time. So again, that Audi R8 a little bit leery over the curbs, but Feber doing wonders in that car. He is P2. Flick's now just 6 seconds behind him. He's on the medium tyres though. He has made 1 stop already. Panda now 4, and he's setting about trying to close him down. He's starting to pull away from Steph. We just saw have that sideways moment through the hairpin where he's gathered himself up. Slightly slower lap time that time. 6.8. Tom now on a bit of a charge. He's saying personal best lap times there. 35.1, 35.3 in the last couple of laps. Trying to chase down Steph. He's on the medium tyre as well, just under half a tank. Second of the Lancers, Fever pits from P2. Robin Norris is P7, and second of the Lancers. He's got Spike closing him down. So these two starting to close up again. Battle on the cards. Spike doing very well. Came back to GT Sport last time out, just before Christmas. Steph is in as well, so Steph pits from P6. So he now just got to run soft tyres to the end of the race, I wonder. Spike is wide, he's not going in the pits, even though it looks like he might be. Oh, Steph's going to come out just behind them. Spike will just slip through. Steph out in P8, he's now on the soft tyre, so now he can just go as long as those tyres will take him. He doesn't have to run the hards, he doesn't have to run the mediums again. He can now just pick whatever tyre he wants to the end of the race, which you imagine would be softs. Softs and more softs. However, he is 38 seconds off the race lead. British Daddy, his recovery drive. He is P9. He seems to be on a similar strategy to Junkie Sports. He's on the soft tyre again at this stage. Down in the 33s there, however. A couple of lap times there. 47, 53, 48. I imagine one of those was a pit stop lap. But maybe a couple of mistakes. And of course he had that collision with Mikey, didn't he? Junkie Sport pits from the race lead. So race leader is in. Here comes Flicks round. Down to third. Zom's now P4. You've got Fever. And this battle, Nobby Norris, Spike. Steph has now got back ahead of Spike in the Beetle. Steph now P7. He's going to close down on his teammate. Expect Nobby Norris will let him through. Oh, Nobby's at the wall there. Steph trying to find a way through. Down the inside he goes. Takes P6 back. And through he goes. Junkie Sport is out and on the medium tyre. And quite critically, he is ahead of Fever. They're both on the same tyre. Junkie Sport has got a lot more fuel in though. Junkie Sport playing an interesting strategy here. He's going to finish on the hard tyre. Alternatively, he might just go for one lap on the hards somewhere and then get back on something soft. We shall see. Is it a race closer? Yes, this is a FTRL league race. We do this every week when the season's on. Occasionally we have weeks off when we are in between seasons, but yeah, we are here every week, Monday to Friday, with action from ACC, F1 and GT Sport. Of course, we've got GT Sport tonight and tomorrow. So GT2 is for our newer drivers primarily, and GT1 is where all the sweats live. So then here we come then, 28 minutes to go. And race leader is the Audi of Flicks, as he won the last Group 3 race at Interlagos, so he's looking to make it 2 in a row. He will be pitting this lap, however, so he is now on the red line of fuel. Holds a 3.5 second gap over FTRL Panda, who's still got a couple of laps left to run. Got a yellow flag. What's happened there? Might be a back marker. So Zom is now P3 and being hunted down by the battle between Junkie Sport and Fever. So these two then, this is provisionally the race leaders, I think. Oh, Fever nearly clipped the wall there. I think he got unsighted by Junkie Sport. That's going to get... Oh no, having said that, Fever's got a very good run. He's down the inside, they're now side by side. They cross the line. To turn 1, Fever's going to take P4 away. So Fever up a position. And now Fever is in a very strong position. He only has to run the softs for the rest of the race now. Junkie Sport still has to run the hard tyres. So Fever putting himself very much in contention here. He's just gone purple as well through the first sector. Now starting to close down on Zomwat. He's still running very well. Top 2 are in. Zom's going to carry on though. He pitted with them last time. Now with Panda, of course, you can see he's got quite a bit more fuel in the car already. You see he is out behind Flicks again, but he is a lot closer. They're both now on the soft tyre. And when you imagine they will just run the soft tyre to the end of the race. So Panda in P5 is 6 seconds off the race lead. So we've got a very tense battle here. Zom will be in this time. He's on the red line of fuel and he's got Fever right behind him. See that brilliant stint that Fever's done on those hard tyres has really brought him into contention for this one. Yet to win a Group 3 race. Zom trying to give him the squeeze, he's going to send him the long way around, but with the slipstream, oh, Fever clipping the wall, sparks are flying. Just halted his progress a little bit there, and had to run to turn 1. Zom retains the position, although he runs deep, hits the wall, sides back across. Fever up the inside through the S's, out into the race lead, so change for the lead. Zom will be pitting this lap as well. Junkie Sport's going to be eager to get through as well, although he doesn't need to make a move here because Zom will peel off into the pits at the hairpin. Is he going to give him a signal? Junkie Sport's going to go down the inside. Someone's going to peel off into the pits. He pits. He's been followed in by Junkie Sport, interestingly. What's going on here? Junkie Sport onto the hard tyre. Now, that's an interesting move. What is going on here then? Junkie Sport pits. He only pitted a couple of laps ago with the medium tyres. That's confused me, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what he's doing strategy-wise there, but we shall see how that plays out then. So, Fever now your race leader. Flicks though just 1.4 seconds behind. He's on the soft tyre at the moment as well, so Fever on the mediums for now, but oh, he's hit the curb. Looked the wrong way. He's hit the wall. Yeah, Fever's hit the wall. They caught the curb too big. And Flick sweeps around into the race lead. He's picked up a half-second penalty there for running a little bit wide, I think, but that will be no bother to him. So a mistake there from Fever. As he came over the curve through the chicane, flicked the car up into the air, landed all squirrely, and he hit the wall. He has lost the lead to his teammate. Panda in third as well, right in the mix now. So these three who have been the class of the field for recent rounds in the Group 3 races. Under the hairpin we go. Just Fever doing it. So Flix is your race leader now on lap 17, just over halfway now. So Flix is your leader, 6/10 of a second over his teammate, who is 7/10 of a second ahead of Panda. So here's your top three then, 1.3 seconds between all of them. Junkie Sport on the hard tyre. I have no idea what he's doing strategy wise here. I'm surprised he only did 2 laps on the mediums, if I'm honest. I would have expected him to maybe just do 1 on the hards and then get back on the softs, but we shall see. Zom is P5 as Steph is pitted. Fresh set of soft tyres for him. He is P6, and you've got Brady's Daddy in P7. Spike P8, Nobby Norris in the background there, P9. These two running together again. Nobby Norris now on the hard tyre, Spike also on the hard tyre. You can see there that struggling for grip. JP Greenwood out to P10. He's got ahead of Mikey, who's having such a strong one at the start of the race. It's a little shame it's got a little bit awry for him in the race, but yeah, some strong pace early on from Mikey. His teammate now coming around behind him. Looking on the hard tyre. Oh, he's losing the grip there into turn 1. Sparks fly. As his teammate go through, he's ruining that nice new paint work that Zom's done for him. Panda has got ahead of what's happened to Feber. Oh, Feber's had a mare somewhere. Feber has dropped a lot of time here. He's down to P3. Junkie Sport is in. So he has maybe heard me. He's done 2 laps on the hards, and I imagine now he'll be back on the soft tyre. And away he goes. So this now appears to be the battle for the lead. Flix is your race leader, Panda less than 2/10 behind him. They are nose to tail. Sweep through the S's then, and these two now seem to be the battle for lead. Fever has made a mistake somewhere. He is now 7.8 seconds off. Dropping back Zom up in P4. He's having a really good run here. Junkie Sport is P5. Now he's 26 seconds back. Well, if he's on the soft tyre, you imagine he's got 1 more stop to make. Let's look at Panda and Flix's fuel situation. So they've probably got maybe 2. If I'm thinking in terms of tyre wear. They've obviously been on these tyres for a few laps already. See Panda's front tyres looking a little bit worse for wear. Flix's tyres a little bit more even. It's going to be interesting to see now. Junkie Sport really needs to get his head down at this stage, see if he can try and close this gap down. Seconds then between Junkie Sport, who was leading the race, so I'm just ahead of him on the soft tyre as well now. So everybody apart from Feber in the top 5 on the softs. Feber still on those medium tyres, so he is Yeah, he's definitely doing this two-stop strategy, which doesn't look like it's working out for him. That mistake has definitely hurt him. I think that has now possibly ruined his strategy. So it looks like a battle between these two, Flix and FTRL Panda. Flix, of course, he missed a couple of races, so he's not really in the championship hunt. He's just in it for race wins. Panda, though, was just a point off the championship lead coming into this week, so he'll be looking to try and steal some points back. From Fever, who is on the back foot a little bit now. I think Fever, he's got one more stop to make. Because he hasn't run the soft tyres yet. He's going to be in this time around. So 18 minutes seems a long time to run soft. I think he's going to have to do 2 stops. So, don't think Fever's strategy has worked out as well as he would have hoped. We shall see now 10 seconds off the lead. 11 seconds in fact off the lead here. So GT Sport having a good battle. They are just chipping away at that lead. Not a lot. So they're all on very similar strategies. No, especially Zom, Flix and Panda are on very similar strategies. They pitted around about the same time every lap. So front two will be in this time. They're on the red line of fuel. So Flix and Panda. 17 minutes to go. Probably got one more stop to make as well. They're going to peel off this time. Flash of the lights from Panda. Last line, they're trying to close that gap into the pits. So they come in. Panda has 9 litres of fuel, Flix just 2. So again, Panda with a slight fuel advantage. It's one of the benefits to running behind the car. Fever in as well on just the 1 litre, so he pits now. So he's okay for fuel. He's still got a quarter of a tank, so he might take the lead here. Oh, Flix and Panda are on the way. They're on the way, and they're inside each other. That is as close as you like. Panda has got a very good opportunity here. Let's look at the fuel. They've gone pretty much the same on fuel. Panda maybe a litre more. So these two, it is these two for the win, you feel now. Zom has got through to 3rd. GT Sport is 4th. Steph now P5. Fever has come out in P6. He's filled the tank as well, which is definitely going to hurt those tyres. You feel that 2 stints might have been more advantageous here, although his final stop will be a quick one if he doesn't need much fuel. Where's your daddy in the pits? He's just dropped the P8. Nobby Norris goes through into P7. Spike has gone through as well. Those two still running close. Oh, no, Brady Daddy out in the background, side by side with Spike. In fact, he's ahead of him. But Spike is closing. Brady Daddy signals to the inside there. Oh, there's a contact. Just trying to get through those sweeping curves side by side. Spike gets the move done. Ducks back into the slipstream now. Goes up there to the left to the right hander. He's on the soft tyres, Spike's on the hards. This should be fairly easy for Brady Daddy. And he's through. Spike looking to come back at him. JP Green with P10. Only race for him at this one. Had a really good scrap in that first race. Some dramas befell him on the opening lap here though, and he has been picking up valuable track time ever since, shall we say. You can see there, look, 2,700 miles on the car, so he's been putting the miles in. Just Mikey there, whose race early on was absolutely superb. Led the race from the front, battling with the guys at the front for the early few minutes. A couple of incidents along the way, and it's gone a little bit wrong from somewhere. But, good flashes of pace from Mikey. Signs of improvement, that is all you really want at this stage. To be making progress. So Flix meanwhile has got his head down now, just starting to inch away from Panda. The gap now just over a second. GT Sport has nipped ahead of Zomwat. Oh, been away as well. So I'm down to P4, Fever in P5. Steph has pitted. Now is that Steph to the end? We'll see. Oh, he's Larry through the chicane. The big battle is still the one for the lead. Flicks is now head down, pulling away. Just set the fastest lap of the race, 32.3. Half a tenth up on Panda, who did a 32.8. Can Panda respond? He is just inching up at the moment. He's had a better run from the hairpin. Flash through the right-hander. The wall, runs out to the outside, brilliant line there, through there, down to the hairpin. Brake really late for this chicane. Fling it in, rides the curbs nicely, avoids the wall on the exit. Nice run there through Panda. Gap holding steady at about 1.5 seconds. Again, Panda's had a good run there through the chicane, just starting to inch closer.